Hello, 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 hello. I said I'd sort of do another video in a few days because I have been experimenting. Um, so, uh, as I said last time, I've come up with this scheme, I've come up with this plan, I've got it all, it's going all right. Um, the half and half scheme is something that, it's kind of a challenge I've set myself to try and get better at. I'll be honest, I think first time here, I kind of, considering these lines, I didn't like sketch them or anything. I just literally went with a brush and tried to keep steady. I'd say these are pretty good. And the reason I say that is because this next model is one I've been working on for the last about 3 hours, maybe just over. Because I'm looking to actually, as I say, I want to use this as an army, like the first army I can actually have that will have a decent quantity of points, a decent amount of like painting challenge so I can try and get better at it, and a bit of variety as well. So the next model is too tall. In fact, let me take it out of this. This is my first Blade Guard veteran. A few things. Firstly, I had a bit of a debacle because I was like, hang on, it's a Blade Guard veteran. This is just a standard run-of-the-mill troop. Originally, he did have the split helm, but then I thought, no, let's make the helmets like a standard gold to indicate veteran status. And I think I quite like how it looks, so I'm quite happy with that. Secondly, the robes. I couldn't decide what color to go with for the robes, so I kind of looked at my assortment of paints, which I'm going to organize. Don't worry, I've realized today when I've been like trying to test with color how annoying it is to have them that messy. What color to go with. So I ended up going with where is it? I ended up going with Nagaroth Knight. It kind of blends in with the black. However, my goal was I would be able to highlight it better with Xerxes Purple. There is some highlight there, like you can kind of see the faint, like it does kind of pop a bit, but it at the same time does blend in with the black. Another thing is I went with a new painting technique where I start by making the whole model black. Originally this was a zenithal spray like this, which I don't know how actually effective that is. My process was, so after base spraying, it was coat it in Black Templar, so everything is black. It was then dry brushing with first a like heavier dry brush of Thunderhawk Blue, which you can see, on the black here, you can see there's that blue, followed up by a more highlighty dry brush of Fenrisian Grey, which has kind of worked, I'm going to be honest. It has made some of the black panels seem a bit like dusty, I want to say, like poorly like coated. But at the same time, I kind of like that. It gives me like a rustic feel. Like you can see, especially on like the knee pad, for example, that blue really shines through, and I really like how it goes from, this to that. It adds just a bit more character, a bit more flavor. Then after doing that with the process, as I say, I then go and paint the other half, coat it with Wagflesh. Once that's dry, go with Warpstone Glow. And then what I did, and it doesn't really show, well it does a bit, like on the gauntlet you can see there is a light green highlight, and on the fist and stuff. What I then did was I dry brushed using, I'm pretty sure it was Warpstone Glow, and where is it? I mixed Warpstone Glow, like about 1-to-1 with White Scar, and then slapped in some Alarmia Medium to try and help with the coverage, and try and make it just more fluidly blend. And then I dry brush that over the green side. Kind of works. That's something I'm going to be experimenting more with over time, because it's something that I think will be quite difficult to find the right blend of. Other than that, it was just a simple matter of block coloring, I don't actually have a brown, which is why the pouch is silver, but I kind of like that. And I thought, you know what, rather than make it silver as well, because the handle's silver, let's contrast it with a gold. The shield, I was debating doing half and half, and then I thought, number one, that's not gonna say above my pay grade, but like I'm quite content with the black shading on it and like the highlighting and things like that from my dry brush. So I was like, I want to keep that, like especially this skull, which is why it's black. It's because like in person it looks a lot nicer. And I thought I still need the green though, so I did the standard wild flesh, warpstone glow. Then I added in some gold because it was looking a bit bland, which I think is a different feel to the black and green, but it's definitely one I quite like. Considering, you know, you have a lot of block black color here, which contrasts with the green. The gold rims and stuff, I did try black and green, and then I thought, nah, I quite like just the simplistic nature of the gold, so I went with that. And the thing that I've never done before in my several years of hobby painting is transfers. I actually gave them a go. This indicates the first company, but the veteran helmet does the same. This is all like first squad. So the first squad of Blade Guard veterans in the chapter are the honor guard of the chapter master. Again, I will probably do a video tomorrow, or at least start making one, talking more about the lore of the chapter of the Wayward Sons. However, that is basically the steps I took with that. I did find it quite an interesting process. It was definitely a bit finicky, and I'm not one to be especially good with finicky. This is still a bit too glossy for my taste, so I might go over it with some more Lamy and medium at some point, but yeah, that's the veteran symbol. I think I've just made it a bit wonky by doing that. Oh well, it's fine. And the one there indicates... Where's the shine from? It's from my light? Aha. The one on his shoulder pad indicates the chapter company. Because the Blade Guard the Honor Guard, whilst technically not being in a company, are veterans, so their first company. I gave him a little Indomitus, I think it is, symbol down there, because I thought, you know what, I think that it makes sense that this chapter, since our Ultima founding, came about in the Indomitus era, and they, in a way, took part in the Indomitus Crusade and kind of got dropped off along the way. However, that means that I officially, because this was kind of a test model, I need to do the base, but the issue is I want to do a more jungle base, and I don't have any of the materials right now, and I need to wait for payday to be able to buy them. But this was more of a test model, and this is more of like, I'm very happy with the product of this, and it's the first model I think I've ever painted that I've sat down afterwards and gone, damn, I did a good job. So my goal is, I'm going to start setting myself a weekly goal. Ideally, I want 2 or 3 models done. However, to kick this goal off, I've basically lined up who I want to be painting next. I don't have an airbrush or anything, which means that this big boy is going to be a bit tedious, because getting smooth panels can be hard, especially when using contrast paint. I'm going to look into easier methods to make sure that I get a clean finish, but I've decided that this, I probably will go and base in a minute. And these guys, after I get that done, will be done, and Blade Guard will be my first squad. This guy is going to be the sergeant of the Blade Guard, or the Blade Guard squad of the Honor Guard, and I'm not sure what I can do to sort of make him stand out, because I want to keep pretty similar to this. I don't want to do a stripe on the helmet sort of style, but I do want him to have that little gimmick that makes you go, oh, that guy's in charge. In the same way that I've just seen this guy actually has the skull the sergeant's skull on his tilt shield. That will be made different. I will, like, that will be there. That won't necessarily mean the, sergeant status. I will find a different, an alternate means to identify that this guy, because I think this is the coolest pose of any of the Blade Guard. I love this one as well because, it's kind of like the huh, but to me, I feel like it's just right that this is the sergeant. So if you have any suggestions as to unique ways to, ident the sergeant or the honor guard lead, please do drop them in the comments. Anyways, that's pretty much it. After I get those models done, so these three are my next. After I get them done, it'll be a matter of getting a captain, a company captain, and a company lieutenant for the first company. I think because the first company are focused predominantly on Gravis and Terminators, I will then do the apothecary after that. I might move the apothecary actually to be like here, just to add some flavor, because I do want to do the apothecary as half white, half green. And that's more of a Space Wolfy guy. I don't really have there's no real chaplain. Like, there's the chaplain in Terminator armor, but I don't really want to do that. This will probably be my chapter champion. It's a kit bash I made a while ago, and like, I love, by the way, I adore the Thunderhammer. I think it's my favorite, like, especially the Deathwatch one, which is double-handed. I might make this a company champion, and I might run company champions instead of chapter champions, so this guy can be like second company, which is why he's not like Terminator or Gravis. But I'm still figuring out the company idents. I might end up doing the shoulder rim and change this from gold to, I don't know, like a blue or something. Something that, stands out. Maybe silver and then have bronze third company. However, that's basically the direction I'm going to take the chapter in. Thank you for watching. I don't really have much else to say. Oh, I'll check the Judiciary in there at some point as well. By the end of, or by the next episode, hopefully I will have as many of these done as I, have found time to do. But this will at least be work in progress, and then I might get distracted halfway, or like try and keep myself invigorated by doing one of these three. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching. See you around.